talk about quantifiers. Now I have already told you beta, quantifiers are the words or the determiners that tell us about the quantity, amount or the number of the nouns. Okay, so they tell us about quantity or the number. Now beta, you need to understand what is the difference between quantity and number. Okay, I hope you all remember about the countable and uncountable nouns, right? So basically countable nouns are the nouns which can be counted. Okay, like 2 books, 7 boys, 10 aeroplanes, like that. And uncountable are which cannot be counted in number. Okay, like for example I can say milk, but we cannot say 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milk. We cannot say that. Of course we can say a glass of milk, right? The same way sugar, we cannot say 1 sugar, 2 sugar, 3 sugars, right? We can say a bowl of sugar, right? So basically you need to understand the difference between of course I'm sure you all remember these things. So countable and uncountable nouns. So quantity, we have we get to know the quantity of uncountable nouns, right? And we get to know the number of countable nouns with the help of quantifiers, right? So you can have a look on the board here to make you understand and to get better clarity of the concept. I have written a few sentences here in which we have quantifiers that are used in the sentences, and some of them they tell us about the quantity and the other tell us about the number of the nouns, right? So beta, see here, I ate some rice. Okay, now if you see, this is our quantifier, right? And this is noun and it is uncountable noun. Okay, and we can also call them non-count nouns. Okay, so this is uncountable nouns and we have used some with it. Okay, because it shows that what is the quantity of rice, that it was some rice. Okay, then you can see here, some boys are clever. Alright, now we have the quantifier here, right? And this is the noun and it is countable noun. Countable noun. And if you see here beta, some, in both the sentences we can see that the same quantifier has been used. So we can see basically in whatever the examples I have taken here, I want to show this thing to you and I want to convey my motive behind writing these sentences here is to make you understand that the quantifiers that I have used here, they can be used both with countable and uncountable nouns. This is what I want to convey. So all the quantifiers that have been used here, they can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Now, he did not eat any rice. Okay, he did not eat any rice. That means he did not eat at all. I mean the rice basically. So this is our quantifier here, right? Are there any mango trees in the garden? Again we have any and it has been used with countable and here it is uncountable, right? If we focus on the third sentence, he has lost all his wealth. Okay, now all is the quantifier, right? And this is our uncountable noun, right? All men must get up. Now all and this is our countable noun, right? So again we see all can also be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Beta, you need to understand here, any is used with either negative sentence or interrogative sentence. Okay, if you see here, this is negative sentence and this is interrogative, right? Alright, now coming to fourth sentence, we have I have enough sugar. Okay, enough means which is sufficient for me, a good amount of something, right? So I have enough sugar. So this is our quantifier, and again this is our uncountable noun. There are not enough spoons. The quantifier and the countable noun, right? So you have no sense. Okay, you have no sense. This is quantifier. You have no sense, right? And of course, this is, we cannot count the sense, right? Basically, it is abstract noun, right? Abstract noun, and we cannot count it. There are no pictures in this book. Again, no, and this is a countable noun, right? So basically, beta, all these, some, any, all, enough, no, they can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns, right? And beta, one more thing here, when we use no basically means not plus any. Okay, it means not any means no. So now Peter, with the help of a few sentences, now we'll see how some and any, which are quantifiers, we have already discussed just now. So we'll see how they are used in the sentences, right? See, I will buy some mangoes. Now Peter, if you remember, just a few minutes ago, I told you that both these quantifiers, they can be used with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns, right? They can be used with both of them. So if we see here, some and mangoes, this is countable nouns, right? And here, will you buy some mangoes? Now here, what I want you to focus upon is that I will buy some mangoes. This is an affirmative sentence, right? A positive sentence. So this is affirmative. Will you buy some mangoes? This is interrogative. And then, would you like to have some coffee? Of course, it's interrogative, but if you notice here, there is an offer in the sentence, right? Would you like to have something, right? So this is an offer, right? Could you lend me some money? Could you lend me some money? If you remember this thing, beta, we always use could whenever we have a request in the sentence. We are asking somebody politely about something. So we should always use could. That is a polite way of asking something, right? So if you see here, could me lend some money? There is a request in the sentence, right? So this is request. Now, what I want to tell you here is that some, the quantifier some, can be used in affirmative sentences, interrogative sentences, in normal sense, in general sense, and of course in the interrogative sentences in which there is an offer or request, right? And now we come to any. He did not give me any money, right? So again, this is the quantifier and this is uncountable noun, right? So it is a which kind of sentence? A negative sentence, right? It is a negative sentence, alright? And Rohan doesn't have any books with him at present, but Rahul has some. Now if you see here beta, this is again, this is a negative sentence, right? So Rahul doesn't have any books. Now this is countable noun, right? This is countable with him at present, but Rahul has some. Now I would like to give you one more example in which we have the quantifier any, right? Alright, let me write it here. Did you give him any money? Okay, did you give him any money? So here we get an interrogative sentence which has any, the quantifier in it, right? So this is an interrogative sentence. Now what I mean by these three sentences of any is that we use any with negative sentences and interrogative sentences, right? So we use some with affirmatives and interrogatives in which we have request or offer, alright? And any is used with negative and interrogative sentences, right? Now I would like to focus upon here. I have intentionally written this sentence here. Rahul doesn't have any books with him at present, but Rahul has some. I have already told you that most of these words which are determiners, they are maybe they are adjective. Of course they are adjective, but they are pronouns also, right? And I gave you this trick also, that you have to see if the word is followed by a noun, it is always an adjective, okay? But if it is not being followed by a noun, that means it is a pronoun. Now if you see here, Rahul doesn't have any books with him at present, but Rahul has some. Now if you see here, we have the word some, but what do you say? Is it a quantifier, the determiner? What do you think? I am hopeful that you have found out that it is not a quantifier here. I mean not a determiner here, right? Why? Because if you notice here, he doesn't have any books, right? But Rahul has some. So this word has been used for books. It has been used at the place of books. So it is a pronoun and not a determiner, right? I hope you have understood this thing. Now we'll talk about much and many. Now beta, both the quantifiers, they mean the same thing actually, right? So it means a good quantity of something, a handsome amount, okay, a good number of something, so which is sufficient, okay? So it means very much, okay, a lot of basically. But much is used with uncountable nouns and many is used with countable nouns, right? Now see beta, I don't know how much money he gave to him, right? So I don't know how much money he gave to him. Now if you see here, this is the determiner, right? And what kind of sentence is this? this is a negative sentence. This is a negative sentence because we have not in it, right? Now another is there much pain in your leg? It means do you have a lot of pain in your leg? That means is it aching too much, right? So is there much pain in your leg? Again we have much, the quantifier, and it is uncountable. We cannot count the pain. So it is an interrogative sentence, right? This is an interrogative sentence. And if you see here, eat as much cake as you like. Now we can also say do not eat, do not take too much salt. It is harmful, right? Do not take too much salt. So we can see with as or to, also we use much. It always follows as and to, right? So if you see here beta, we can use much in negative sentences, interrogative sentences, as well as in affirmative sentences. All right. Now I haven't visited many places in the city. Now we come to many. Now I would like to ask you one thing. Can we replace this much with many? Can we do that? I don't know how many money he gave to him. Would that be correct? No, of course it would be not correct. Why? Because many is used with plural countable nouns, right? And money is a money is a non-count noun, or it is uncountable nouns, right? Noun, and we always use much with it. Okay, so many would be wrong to use here in that sentence. Okay, all right. I haven't visited many places in the city. Now this is the quantifier many, right? And if you see the sentence, this is a negative sentence, right? Negative sentence. So we use many in negative sentences also. I haven't visited many places in the city. Now, do you have many problems in life? So again we have the quantifier many, and if you see here, places, problems, both are countable nouns, plural countable nouns, right? And this is an interrogative sentence. Okay, now beta, here till here I have told you that much can be used in negative, interrogative and affirmative sentences, whereas many can be used negative and interrogative sentences. Now next point what I want to ask you is about this sentence. I think we have at some point of time students use this sentence a lot, quite frequently. I have many friends. Have you ever used it? Be honest. I'm sure you must have used it. I have many friends. Now beta, if we see at the sentence, it looks perfect. It looks perfect, doesn't it? Right? But let me tell you, it is a wrong sentence. It is incorrect. This is a wrong sentence. Now why? Because we can never use many with before object in an affirmative sentence. Let me repeat myself. See, this is an affirmative sentence, that means positive sentence, right? This is a positive sentence, and this is our object. Is that clear? Okay, object is what? The receiver of the action. Okay, and we get the answer of the object by asking the question like what or whom. All right, so I have many friends. I have what? Friends, right? So this is our object, and this is an affirmative or positive sentence, right? So what is the rule here? That we can not use many in affirmative sentences before an object. Okay, right before the object. Is that clear? So now there must be some other way to write or to convey the same idea. Yes, of course we have that idea. We can we can convey the same thing by writing it this way. I have a lot of friends. Okay, I have a lot of friends. Now beta, there are many alternatives which can be used at the place of many. Okay, so next time never make this mistake to use many in an affirmative sentence right before the object. Instead of that, instead of the word many, you should use the phrase like a lot of, okay, a large number of, a great number of, right? Like that we can say. So beta, please remember this thing that we can never use much and many in an affirmative sentences right before the object. Okay, we cannot use that. Okay, and this rule goes for both much and many. And I have already told you that there are lot of alternatives for that to avoid using much and many, and at the place of that quantifier we can use these quantifiers. Okay, when we want to use a quantifier before the object, we should use these. Okay, now you can see they all mean the same. That means something which is good in amount or quantity or number, right? All right, so you can say see here a great number of, a large number of, and here it will be our object, a great number of participants, right? Then a large number of, a great many of, plenty of, a lot of, lots of, numerous, enough of. Now all these mean the same. They can be used interchangeably, right? They all mean the same. But the thing to remember here is these quantifiers are always used for plural countable nouns. Okay, these are used for plural countable nouns. Alright, and now coming here, a great deal of, a good deal of, that means a handsome amount, a handsome quantity, right? A large quantity of, plenty of, a lot of, lots of, enough of, right? So you can use it very easily at the place of much, like I have had enough of cake, I don't want any more, right? So you can see at the place of much we can very easily use these quantifiers. Now this these quantifiers, they are always used with singular, uncountable nouns. Okay, is that clear? I hope you have I mean, you can take a screenshot as well, beta. It is always good to note down such things in your notebook, beta, because we tend to forget them, right? Like if you come across a rule or an exception, you should always point them down, right? Or you should always, note them down in your notebook, right? So that you can revise them and you can brush up your memory whenever you want, right? So I hope you have understood them, that how we can replace much and many. Why? Because that is incorrect to use much and many in an affirmative sentence right before the object. But of course we can use many in much and many in affirmative sentences, but of course not before the object, but it can be used with the subject. Okay, let me write the example here so that you can many students are laborious. Okay, many students are laborious. And next I would write much money is needed for this project. Now many students are laborious. Now beta, if you see here, both the sentences are affirmative sentences, positive sentences, right? And we have used many and much, but it has been used before the subject. Okay, subject is what? The doer of the action, okay, or something or somebody about whom we are talking, right? So here we have students and here we have money, right? These both of these are subjects, right? Because we cannot use many and much before the object. Now if you see here we are not using it with the object, rather we are using it with the subject, before the subject, and this is absolutely correct to use it like this. Okay, so I have so I hope beta you have understood how to use much and many and what are the things that you need to remember, okay, so that you do not commit any mistakes while speaking. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear now. Thank you so much.